With My Hero Academia gearing up for what might just be a war arc, Shigaraki gaining new powers, and the students all becoming second years, a lot of people see My Hero Academia heading into its endgame. I don't know if this is true. Personally, I hope My Hero Academia becomes a fatter series than One Piece, but regardless, one thing everyone predicts is that Shoto will fight Dabi, aka his brother Touya Todoroki, by the end of My Hero Academia. And before this happens, Dabi will fight Endeavor. And yes, Dabi is a Todoroki, and that'll actually be revealed during this next arc, so if you're not already on board with the whole Dabi is Touya theory, then I guess you're not a man of culture. So let's explore how in just this next arc of My Hero Academia, Dabi's identity and backstory will be revealed. He'll fight Papa Todoroki, and how Shoto and Endeavor may renew their relationship by fighting side by side before the #1 hero's flames are extinguished. Before we discuss new evidence from the most recent chapter of the My Hero Academia manga, let's throw it back to chapter 249. This chapter saw Endeavor having a reoccurring dream about his family, every night seeing his family happily sitting together around the dinner table, except he's never with them. At the end of the chapter, Endeavor asks himself, "What can I do for the sake of my family?" as he looks at a picture of Touya Todoroki, wishing he could have been at dinner tonight. It's pretty clear that Endeavor thinks his family will be happy and better off without him in their lives, but it also hints at Endeavor being out of the picture for good, dead and gone from their lives forever. They also just had dinner, Endeavor was there, and his family wasn't too happy. Endeavor must die in order for people to finally forgive him, and for Dabi to come home to the family as Touya Todoroki, thus fulfilling Endeavor's wish to do something grand for the sake of his family. If this wasn't clear enough, chapter 252 confirms Endeavor's thoughts as he decides he'll build a house for his family to live in harmony, and he'll live separately away from them. Endeavor's house was already attacked by a villain named Ending, and as the #1 hero, he's certainly a target for villains looking to tear down hero society, especially Dabi. Dabi might go attack Endeavor in his house, away from his family, thus getting his revenge against the man who neglected, abused, and killed his former self, Touya Todoroki. Endeavor would also become very emotional in this fight. If you thought just seeing Natsuo and harm affected Endeavor, imagine how moved he'd be to learn his son Touya Todoroki is actually alive, is the villain Dabi, and is now trying to kill him. Thanks to this time skip of a few months that we got setting up this war arc in My Hero Academia, it's possible that the house is already built. I mean, Endeavor, he's a man of wealth, he's got money, so at least the foundation's there, and if you're Dabi, what better time to go after your father and get your revenge than right before the villains attack Hero Society? In the most recent chapter of the My Hero Academia manga, chapter 258, we learn that the Paranormal Liberation Front has 4 villain units preparing for this upcoming war, and Dabi is the leader of the raid unit Violet. Essentially, Dabi along with the homie Giten are in charge of destroying or capturing any place, person, or pro-hero that pose a threat to the Paranormal Liberation Front's plans. And as expected, the Paranormal Liberation Front would definitely want to eliminate the #1 hero. So if you have this power and directive to raid places, why wouldn't Dabi take this opportunity to go after Papa Todoroki? Dabi has always struck me as a bit of a rogue character. From the very beginning, he didn't tell Shigaraki his name, and yes, this is of course to foreshadow and then keep it from us as an audience, but also, it feels like Dabi has ulterior motives, or at least personal plans that are not in line with Shigaraki's ultimate goal. In chapter 191 of the manga, Dabi taunts Endeavor right after Endeavor fights with the high-end Nomu, and he tells him, "Don't die on me, old man. Don't go kicking the bucket just yet, Todoroki Enji." Almost like he's saying, don't die on me this instant, or even in the near future, because I want to be the one to eliminate you. One important thing to note here, Endeavor didn't kill Touya. He killed his son, much in the same way that he made his wife Rei burn Shoto with the kettle. It's not that he physically did it, it's just his neglect and abuse as a father led to these things down the line. Endeavor must be hiding something from the family, or at least know something that they don't about his son's disappearance. He's too shocked when Dabi taunts him here, and I think Endeavor has his suspicions about his son Touya being reborn like an evil phoenix from the ashes as the villain Dabi. Compare this to when Dabi taunts Shoto. Shoto doesn't know the full extent or story of Touya's disappearance, which is why he's surprised in a different way. It's less of a, "Are you my brother?" but rather, why refer to me so personally? Who are you to do this? In order for Dabi's backstory to be revealed, he's gonna have to confront or endure something on the battlefield in this war arc of My Hero Academia. In the My Villain Academia arc, we anticipated some Dabi backstory when he fought Gaten, but this never came and we only got Toga and Twice development as well as both of their quirks awakening. Endeavor vs Dabi will not be an easy fight and will force emotions on both sides, as Endeavor must confront his prodigal son and failure as a father, and Dabi will seek revenge on the man who drove him from his family, giving us a unique window into Dabi's dark past living as Touya Todoroki and potentially awakening his cremation quirk. I see Dabi with an awakened quirk and basically unlimited resources from his Violet raid unit and Dr. Ujiko being able to subdue Endeavor, and at the very least, forcing Endeavor to call for backup. And who will Endeavor call upon? Who will come to the aid of the #1 hero? Why, Shoto Todoroki, of course. Shoto will fight by his father's side, and in the heat of this emotional battle, Shoto will find it in his heart to forgive his father just before the flames of the #1 hero are extinguished by Dabi. After all, Endeavor is willing to do anything for the sake of his family. As Endeavor's life slowly fades, he will remember the happy time with his family, that joyous dinner he dreamed of, that picture of his son he missed, and he'll smile as Touya Todoroki has finally returned to him. We all know Horikoshi is a huge Star Wars fan, so perhaps in death Endeavor can get through to Dabi's heart and bring back Touya Todoroki, and as the ash settles, peace can finally come to the Todoroki family. And if Shoto has to fight Dabi after Endeavor is taken out, perhaps Shoto's emotions will awaken something in his quirk to burn away the evil of villainy and restore his brother Touya. Also, despite what Horikoshi might say, we all know Shoto is based on Prince Zuko, so it only makes sense that he'll have to fight his sibling in some huge climax. How do you guys see Zuko vs Azula or Luke vs Vader 2.0 playing out in My Hero Academia? Will Endeavor actually die from his battle with Dabi? And will Shoto be able to save his brother Touya Todoroki? Leave your thoughts and prayers for Endeavor down below in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this My Hero Academia content, be sure to enroll at UA today by subscribing, and hit that bell so you're never late for class. Until next time, plus ultra.